Hello children. Today we are going to enjoy a new story, The Storm at Night. It is an extract from a famous book, The Night the Roof Blew Off by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is one of the most loved writers in India and the world. His stories are loved by children and adults. Most of his stories are about people and places in the hill towns at the Himalayan foothills. He lives in Mussoorie with his adopted family. These are a few examples of Ruskin Bond's books. Children, what do you think the story will be about? Does the title make you think the story will be scary? The story is about something that happened to narrator's house during a storm. It is a description of a very violent and heavy storm. What kind of problems do you think will be described here? Do you think people will help one another or not? Who helps him and how are his problems solved? To get all these answers, let's read the story now. We are used to sudden storms up here, high in the hills. The old building in which I live has, for over 100 years, stood against the force of the wind and rain. It's a two-storied building and I live on the upper floor while my adopted family, 4 children and their parents live downstairs. The roof is made of tin sheets with a ceiling of wooden boards. It had held fast in other storms. But that night, the wind came rushing at us with a whoo. So children, where does the speaker live? The speaker lives on the hills. What does he tell us about his house? His house was more than 100 years old, but was strong enough to withstand stormy weather. The house had 2 floors. The speaker lived on the top floor and his adopted family lived on the ground floor. Who were the members in the adopted family? There were 4 children and their parents. Adopted family means a family that is not your own, but that you love as if they are your own. The roof was made of tin and the ceiling of wooden boards. Ceiling means the inner part of a roof. The roof had stayed in place for many years, but it could not withstand the storm that broke out that night. The old roof groaned and clattered for many hours. The rain hit the window and the lights kept coming and going. We couldn't sleep, but we stayed in bed for warmth and comfort. After about 4 hours, the roof could take it no more. My part of it was the first to go. The wind got under the roof until, with a ripping sound, the metal sheets blew off. Some of them dropped with claps like thunder on the road below. I thought, well, nothing can be done now. The wind was so strong that the tin roof rattled. The metal sheets of the roof clattered, means they made a loud, harsh sound as they hit against each other. The rain fell against the windows and the lights kept going off. The speaker and the adopted family stayed in bed to be warm, though they could not sleep. The roof was not able to withstand the storm that broke out that night. The part of the roof under which the narrator was lying was the first part to break due to the storm. Soon, the metal sheets blew off in the storm, and as a large part of the ceiling blew off, water fell into the house. Though the narrator describes this scary situation, he does it in such an interesting manner that we are more amused than frightened. The wind came rushing at us with a whoo. The old roof groaned and clattered for many hours. He describes the wind as a noisy creature trying to scare them. The roof is described as an old man groaning and moaning under the onslaught of the storm. But suddenly, I felt icy water on my face. I leapt from my bed. A large part of the ceiling had blown off. Water was also pouring onto my open typewriter and onto the radio, bed covers, and clothes cupboard. Picking up my precious typewriter, I stumbled into the front room. Precious means very important and greatly loved. Stumbled means walked with difficulty. Water poured through the window slats down on the bookshelves. By now, the children had joined me. Slats means flat pieces of wood or glass that are arranged in a window so that there are spaces between them. Why did the narrator jump out of the bed suddenly? He felt icy rainwater on his face when the tin roof was blown off by the heavy wind. The metal sheet blew off in the storm, and as a large part of the ceiling blew off, water fell into the house. Children, what do we get to know about the narrator when he says he picked up his precious typewriter and stumbled out of the room? We know that as a writer, he needed it to type out his stories. So, he protected it from rain to avoid it from getting spoiled. Children also joined to help him. Children, the roof of his house is ripped off by the wind and lands on the ground with a loud clatter. And yet, he creates a funny picture of him jumping out of his warm bed with the cold rain on his face, shocking him out of his comfort zone. Dolly and her brother hurriedly picked up armful of books and carried them into their room. The floor was wet, so the books had to be piled on the beds. Suddenly, a large field rat leapt onto the desk. Dolly squealed and ran for the door. "It's all right," said Mukesh, her brother. "He's only looking for shelter from the storm." What were his other belongings that were ruined by the rain? His radio, bed linen, and clothes cupboard were also ruined. The children picked up armful of books and carried them into their room and piled them on the bed. How can we make out that Dolly and Mukesh were helpful? They were helpful because they moved his books from the bookshelves to their bed. Why did they have to move his books and papers to their bed? Because there was no other place to store them safely. The bookshelves were wet and the floor too had pools of rainwater. How do we know Mukesh cared for wild animals? He explained to Dolly that the field rat on the desk was only trying to hide from the storm. He did not try to kill it. 2 rooms were now roofless. We saw flashes of lightning and then the lights went out. The children's father had already found a lamp and we went on moving books, papers and clothes to the children's room. Our feet were freezing. Tables and chairs were piled high with books. The beds were pushed into the driest corner of the children's room. We spent the rest of the night huddled in blankets and quilts while the storm blew outside. Huddled means sat close together to be warm. Quilts means soft, thick, heavy sheets made with many layers of cloth or cotton. How did they manage to move the writer's belongings even after the lights went out? The father of the children had brought a lamp. The house was filled with water and they had no place to go. Only the children's room had some protection, so they all huddled in there with their feet freezing. They spent the night huddled together in blankets and quilts as the storm blew outside. Slowly, the wind stopped and it began to snow. Snowflakes floated in the air and fell through the gaps in the ceiling, settling everywhere. Early next morning, we found the window panes covered with snow and icicles. Then the rising sun shone through the gaps in the ceiling and turned everything to gold. Snow crystals shone like diamonds on the empty bookshelves. Icicles means long, thin pointed pieces of ice that hang from a roof or a rock. Snow crystals means snow that looks like small, clear and shiny pieces of ice. Snowflakes floated in the air. How does the writer describe the snow? He says that icicles and snow covered the window panes and turned to shining gold when the morning sun shone on them through the gaps in the ceiling. Snow crystals on the bookshelves glistened like diamonds. The children's father went out to find a carpenter and a tinsmith. Tinsmith is a person who makes and repairs things made of tin and other metals. The rest of us started putting things in the sun to dry out. By evening, we had got much of the roof on again. It's a much improved roof now, and we look forward to the next storm with confidence. What did the children's father do to get the roof and ceiling repaired? He got a carpenter to repair the ceiling and a tinsmith to mend the roof. Why does the writer say they are not worried about the next storm? The roof and ceiling have been repaired and they don't have to worry anymore about his things getting destroyed. How do you think the speaker and the family should have prepared themselves for the storm? The speaker knew that their building was nearly 100 years old. The roof was made of tin sheets with no strength at all. The speaker knew it might come off any time. In spite of that, he and others did not take enough precautions. They should have changed the old sheets and put up new ones. Children, though this is a description of a very violent and heavy storm, the difficulties faced by the narrator and his adopted family is softened by the warmth of human help and caring. The writer presents the unpleasantness of the weather and the storm against the instances of concern shown by the children who helped him move his typewriter, papers, and books to their room to pile them on beds. Later, their father brings the carpenter and the tinsmith to repair the roof. Even though the storm was very harsh and powerful, the writer describes the events in an extremely humorous manner, which makes the story extremely enjoyable to read and makes them forget about the hardships and difficulties all of them faced. We read in the newspapers or see on TV about the problems people face in low lying areas that get flooded during the storm. Think about the problems children in such homes face. Also, think about some suggestions on how you could help them. How will you help someone in such a situation? Just think about all these points. We will discuss them in the online class tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the story and it is clear to you. For better understanding, read it once more from your Gulmohar literature book. Thank you.